Hello stargazers, Sunday afternoon, and we are the 1st of March, pinch punch, first of the month, and we are a full moon coming on the 3rd, full moon in Virgo, and it's a total eclipse, which makes it a blood moon. Yeah, it's quite a special eclipse actually, because it's also on the 3rd of the 3rd month, so you've got the 3-3. How you all coping with everything? Yeah, it's been quite impactful for me. So I could probably share in some of your not concerns, but just didn't see that one coming. No, neither did I. So I've got quite a bit to get through. I'm hoping it's only going to take an hour. I've had to bring the board closer, so my eyes are going to keep going to the other side there. This is a worm moon, this too, isn't it? Worm moon, clearing old cycles, completion of a cycle, rest and reorganisation. Yeah. Interestingly, it was very similar to February 2008. Can you remember February 2008? What was going on for you then? For me, it was quite impactful, and it was a complete turnaround. My whole life turned around by February 2009. It was quite amazing, actually. I was able to take on stuff that I never ever thought that I'd be able to because of, life commitments and stuff. Anyway, so on the 1st, which is today, my advice to you is if you can, kick your socks off somewhere, go and find a nice damp bit of grass and ground yourself. If you're lucky enough to be able to walk by the water or by the seaside, do the same there. Riverbank, the beach. Once you're nice and calm, sit down somewhere quiet with a piece of paper and write down all the things. I'm sure I wrote it somewhere. Did I not write it in here? On one side, what did I write here? Yeah. So this lunar eclipse is in a south node, so it's quite impactful, really. So, and you're purging. So there's going to be a lot of purging. I'm definitely purging at the moment. So you need to make 2 lists, so 2 columns, what you want to shed and what's been triggering you. Yeah, so if it's been triggering you, it's work to do, and if work to do, yeah, and if you're shedding stuff, getting rid of stuff, you've done the work. It's no longer serving you. So you can sit down and write something out that complements that. What else did I put on there? Yeah, your whole body at the moment is being a compass. So, and you need to set firm boundaries before the eclipse season closes. The eclipse door closes on the 4th. So you need to have these boundaries in place before then. Simplify your life. Now, if anyone's watching this that knows me, yes, my hands are up. I know that I'm the person that most around here that probably needs to simplify their life. And I thought I did that 2 years ago. But it's life, isn't it? And life does get in the way. But how you show up for these things, the boundaries that you put in place, if they're not robust enough, they can bring you down. They can floor you, actually take you off of the knees. So calm yourself, ground yourself, write your list today or tomorrow. Tomorrow's a good day for releasing. So trust what you're releasing. Allow Mars to shift your emotions. Now, I felt quite emotional today for no real reason. And I thought, well, that's good, because I'm not really a crier. I was through menopause. I was a terrible crier. I used to well up at anything. But now, no, it takes quite a lot to make me cry now. I don't even cry in frustration anymore. But I think that's just because I'm old. And I know that it, what ticks you off today, you can just let it go tomorrow. There's no point in sweating on small stuff, is there really? But sometimes it's good to purge And that was talking about purging as well, your purging list. And then on the 3rd, we have the full moon, worm moon. Let soul lead. That's all I'm going to say. I've gone all shivery then. It's a really powerful energy, this. Or we know it's a powerful energy. You only have to put the telly on and watch the news at the moment. We're also in Mercury retrograde, don't forget. So communications can get really skewed, particularly if you're a Virgo. No, not Virgo. We're talking about Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, and Leo. Keep that shut. Breathe, walk away, calm yourself, ground yourself, and allow soul to lead. And for the rest of us, it's still something that you do need to look at too, but not as much as the cardinal signs. So, cardinal signs? I'm a cardinal sign. What are those ones? They're not cardinals, are they? But, you know, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, keep saying Virgo, it's because it's Virgo moon, Leo and Aquarius. Simplify your life. Anything that annoys you, strip it back. You may need to withdraw for a little while. You might have broken sleep. You might need to rehydrate. You need to look at your food. You need to look at nature. What can you do in nature? Not a lot at the moment. You've got sou'wester in a boat. Yeah, let it all fall away like you did back in February 2008. If you keep a journal, go back and have a look if you can't remember. So, and don't forget that your heart is your inner sun. I mean, truly so, your heart's your inner sun. So if you're like me and you've been having a bit of heart issues, ask. Ask and it is given. So ask for some support, some help through this. For me, I've had to strip back my diet, look at things that were genetically given to me by inappropriate information back in the 60s for pregnant women. And now I'm living the legacy of that. And I know I'm not the only one being, you know, the child of my time at the time. I wonder what legacies we'll be giving our children moving forward. You know, when we're truly old, like 90s old, what will our children be saying that we caused them? Because I think, again, that's a genetic cycle that goes round as each new generation unfolds. And I wouldn't want to be living in the kiddies' generations at the moment because it's vastly different from mine, which probably the Victorians said about the new ages back then. But yeah, it's, I mean, what moves forward past this, I've only done to the 6th. I've done from the 1st to the 6th because I thought that was, you know, 3 days in, 3 days out. So we've got the, you know, the 3rd, let soul lead, and then the door closes on the 4th, and we've got a 24-hour period where it's very fast, really fast, 24 hours. And then on the 5th, we've got Venus, which is offering a flexible path. Now, did you remember me saying, I took a picture of it earlier, in the last reading that I did for the new moon, what's going on here? For the new moon. I don't think I'm going to get this open, am I? Come on. Oh no. Right, new moon. Where's my pictures? I was saying that with whichever planets it was, I think it was Saturn and being bendy. Do you remember? Bending rather than being, so rules could be bent. Where did I write that? Sure, I had it on here. Saturn in Aries until the 2028th. Huge shift. Take your... No, it's not there. Where is it? I did write it, I'm sure. Oh, did I write it in here? Oh, I thought it was somewhere else. I think it's Saturn and... I'll say Neptune. Yeah, Saturn conjunct Neptune, that was on Friday the 20th, every 37 to 38 years. Never before. Saturn conjunct Neptune at 0 degrees. So yeah, Saturn will dissolve structures to crumble, and Neptune will dissolve old boundaries and will change Saturn's concrete and steel into rubber and elastic. So, a revolution of consciousness, I wrote at the bottom, a big tsunami. But you can feel it, can't you? Don't get me started. It's everywhere at the moment. So protect yourselves, protect your energy, protect, stand in nature. You can imagine yourself holding hands with other people around the world in solidarity, in sovereignty, in peace, and allow Venus to show you the path, the flexible path. I'm all for that. I like the word flexibility. Always have done. Right. I think it's a neurodivergent thing, isn't it? Flexibility. Neurotypical people tend to be a bit rigid. You found that? I'm not frightened of you commenting. Please comment if you want to. So I think the neurotypical people will struggle with this more because of the flexibility. It will be too confusing for them. It's not going to be written in stone on their list. Because I don't have a list because I'm flexible. I don't care if I forget stuff. I always go back. Anyway, I diverse. Anyway, so so stay present. Acknowledge soul-led path and allow integrating shifts to happen. So that's on the 5th. On the 6th, soul is now in charge. What makes you feel good? If you allow what makes you feel good, then Venus will inspire you. And if Venus does inspire you, you can take real action. Yeah, that's nice. Let that settle. You can take real action if you allow Venus to show you the flexible path. Your calling is calling. Don't ignore it. It's soul's next chapter. And I've been there. So I did my calling is calling back in 2009 on the back of 2008. And I had 15 wonderful years until it broke me a couple of times, because actually what I was doing had changed. The essence of it had changed and I wasn't aligned to it. So I had to get out. And I got out to be more present with family. Now that's breaking me. That cycle's it's not the right cycle for me. I need to be true to my path. The 28th was a master day and 6 planets lined up. And you've probably seen loads of stuff over the internet about how and why it's lining up. So you've got Venus, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Jupiter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is Moon. It's a green light for bolder, bigger. A green light means go. Green light to go. Just sort your shit out now. Get rid of it before the 4th, and then sit with it for a bit. Allow yourself, and then your body's your compass. Set firm boundaries before the 4th. Simplify your life. Anything that annoys you, you need to strip it back. I've already said that. You may need to withdraw for a little while, just to let it all settle. You might be having broken sleep, might be not very hydrated, your food might be shit. To be honest, you can think you're eating healthily from a supermarket and know that you are what they call, probably with affluent malnutrition. So think about what you're putting in your mouth. If it's got more than 3 ingredients on it, you shouldn't be eating it. And that's really hard to do in a supermarket these days. and get back to nature. You know, go for a walk, just sit outside and listen to the birds. Go, if you don't want to go out in the rain, go and find a bird hide somewhere and get yourself some binoculars and just watch the birds flying in and out. I'd quite like to do that at the moment, actually. It's not something I would normally do, but I'd quite like to do it. And your heart is your sun, your inner sun, and it needs to be warm and it needs to be illuminated. So if you're not lighting yourself up, find something that will light you up. And then we've got Jupiter will go direct on the 11th of March. So it's been in retrograde since the 11th of November. And we're in Mercury retrograde at the moment. And that goes direct on the 21st of March. But it's actually shadow phase doesn't finish until the 9th of April. I'd be really cautious about signing any contracts or agreeing to anything new that's going to be... Communication could go AWOL. We've got stuff going on at the moment and you wouldn't believe. You just wouldn't believe it. So I'm quite hoping it's going to delay until the 9th of April. 10th of April would be good. Right. Dun, dun, dun. Cards then. I think we're going to do the lovely Herb Crafters Tarot first. And see what herbs jump out. This is a lovely deck, this. I've got a little mini deck of this, and when I have people's birthdays that are like-minded people, I especially the ones abroad that I can't really send prezzies to or anything, I send them little cards. I choose a card, well, get given a card for them. Anyway, look, let's take that one. Lavender. 4 of air, lavender. It's a nice card. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm hoping I've managed to turn round the text. I may have worked it out. It'll be interesting to see if that is the case later on when I upload it. To me, it looks the wrong way round now, but it's supposed to be the right way round. I'm now thinking, have I done it on my iPad, or have I only done it on my phone? Remains to be seen. Okay, so what was it? It was the 4 of air, wasn't it? 4 of air, earth, water. Oops. How does this work? Air. 4 of air, lavender. I might not need to put my light on today. You won't believe what it says. Really croaky. I won't get sweet because I'll be chomping on the sweet. Withdraw behind borders. Calm the body and mind. Pause to cherish present moment. What did I just read off that board? A tall lavender plant grows at the edge of the garden. It is the height of summer, and the intoxicating fragrances fill the air. A basket rests nearby, partly filled with gathered flowers. Shoes and gloves have been moved. Yeah, that's on the card. There's a little sickle as well, isn't there? Tools sit unused on the earth. A small snail inches by and the bees buzz. Contemplation needs action. Build a foundation for deeper understanding. Create space for rest and pull away from the outside world. Lavender is a popular border plant. The strong scent keeps unwanted animals from entering the garden and the woody stems. Keeping other plants from encroaching. Put up strong boundaries and retreat behind them. My God. Put up strong boundaries. I've written it in capitals on that board. Set firm boundaries. They're listening. Put up strong boundaries. And retreat behind them. commitment to self-care eases conflict in other areas of your life. Lavender clears the air and relieves tension. Let your emotions settle and your mind relax. Take a break from gathering thoughts and ideas. You have already learnt so much. Allow what you have studied to sink into your bones. So make a lavender wand. These are little crafting things that you can do. Use it to create boundaries from unwanted energies. Keep lavender oil with you for instant calm. Make a palm tent and slowly breathe it in. Carry a lavender sachet in your pocket as the grandmothers did, and inhale the scent all day long. I've just bought a new one of lavender, actually, Himalayan lavender, I think. So it's lavender grown at altitude. I didn't even know that was a good thing or not. And I use it most nights, and I use it on my animals. So I've got a bitch in heat who's now in the lounge with me, and I've got an entire puppy, 6-month-old puppy. And I just thought, I'm not going to be able to cope with this. But I made myself up a no flirt spray. And in there is lavender. One of the oils is lavender. So I've been spraying the rooms, and they are sleeping like babies. They're just so happy and content. So I think we might get through this until the vets are booked. Yeah. I'm simplifying my life. It's a good thing to do. Right, so that's that one. Let's have a bit of wisdom now. I think we could do with a bit of wisdom, couldn't we? I mean, I don't really want to put the news on at the moment. Yeah, it's a funny old time. Funny old time. Right, collectively then. Oh, there we go. Understanding. She's standing like I do. When I call in my higher energies, that's how I stand, but I have my hands like that. So you look like, she does, doesn't she? She looks like a champagne glass. What do they call those little glasses? Yeah, she's a vessel for bringing in. She's near water. What else is on there? 4, 5, 6, an 8 card. No, it's not. It's a 7 card. Not an 8 card at all. She's got light going round her. It's either sunset or sunrise. She's warm. She hasn't got loads of clothes on, but she is lifting her light. And it says understanding. Right, let's have a look then. What does that mean? So the last one was the Herb Crafters Tarot by Joanne Powell Colbert. That's the artwork, written by Letitia Guthrie. And then this one is Wisdom of the House of Night, PC Cast and Colette Baron Reid. So 43. Okay. No, that's 42. I can read, really. Somebody else was saying about watch your vision at the moment, because everything's shifting, so vision's going to be altered as well for a little while. Right, understanding 43. This is the symbol for deep and true comprehension. Yeah. It is one thing to read something or to hear something, but it's another thing to truly understand something. If anyone's worked with me, you know that my favourite saying is, do you think that means that somebody has listen to answer or listen to understand? Think about that. Do you listen to answer or do you listen to understand? Two totally different ways of working. Boy, it's frustrating when you need someone to listen to understand. They used to get me so rolled up. Anyway, and I've probably done it myself to other people. Anyway, so you are being asked to keep an open mind and heart and to allow yourself to absorb information as you receive it. Be open to wisdom that can only come with time, patience and perspective. Try to get outside of yourself and imagine what it's like to walk in someone else's shoes. Yeah, try and understand. To understand is to have power. I think that's where we're at with these poor people at the moment, isn't it? You know, I know a few British people that have moved abroad because of what's going on in the UK. And I've always thought to myself, why would you choose to go and live there? Because if there's any unrest, they're going to be the first ones to kick off. And now they're all on social media saying, oh my God, can't believe what's just happened. We didn't get any sleep last night. Well, saying nothing. Which one's this? Wisdom of the Oracle, Colette Baron Reid. So Colette is giving us the wisdom today, which is good. Yeah, good old Colette Baron Reid. These are beautiful cards, these ones. Right, so for the collective, for the full moon in Virgo, blood full moon, total lunar eclipse, and 6 planets in. I don't know what they're in actually. I don't know. I'm not going to say what they're in because I think they might have moved since I looked. Co-create. That's a lovely card. That is a lovely card. Okay, so this card, co-create. There's an owl on a fence. Is that a leopard or a cheetah looking out like eagle's perch? And I think down the bottom is an egg. It looks like that's got a face on that egg. Hang on. It has. Is that an egg? Humpty Dumpty. Co-create. So what could all of those do to co-create? And it's a 4 card, number 4. They're looking this way. They're looking at us, aren't they? So you've got the fertility of the egg, you've got the wisdom of the owl, and you've got the power of the leopard, cheetah. Let's see what she says. Oh, it's a really nice card, that. Of course, we're coming into Easterus too, aren't we? Right, so was it 4 or 40? I can't remember now. 40. 40. 32, 36. 44. Pardon me. 40. Co-creation. No, co-create. Essential meaning, creativity, art, inspiration, fruition, manifestation. The oracle message. You may not consider yourself a creative person. God, how many times have I heard that? But in fact, you are creating your reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intuitions, intentions and actions. Yet you must consider that you do so in partnership with spirit. Consciousness, God, in partnership with spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with an inspired thought and intuitive guidance. Guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality, blended with universal spirit. You are a product of the divine inspiration, and you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art, sorry, I thought dog would come through then. When you view your life as art, you know you co-create it. Only beauty and grace result. Prepare to be amazed. Oh, let me just see if there's any more, because they're quite long, these ones. I'm going to leave it there because the subheadings for the next 3 paragraphs aren't really what we're looking to look at. So I'm going to leave that one there for now. But yes, thank you. Right, so now I've got to try and turn these round, haven't I? So if I can do that. The Field. I find these cards really interesting. The Field by Hannah Elizabeth Fofana. Fofana. Is that an I? A. Fofana. Right. And these are tarot. So if you don't feel very creative, what do you need to let fall away so you can be more creative? Ooh. Somebody went over me then. Probably giving me a poke saying you should know that. What can fall away? I was creative actually. I made a really beautiful bracelet. I've been making these bracelets. What have I got on there now? Rhodolite and garnet today. But I made one that was made out of K2, which is known as Rainbow Rain or something they call it, don't they? Something rain. Blue rain? No, Rainbow Rain, I think. And it comes from, it's quartz and azurite, and it comes from K2 Mountain, which is particularly treacherous. But it's a really good card, a really good crystal for strengthening abilities for communication and I wouldn't say clairvoyance, but opening yourself up for crown chakra, opening yourself up for spirit, really, to communicate. I think it was just too strong for me. I've had to take it off. It's not my time to wear it, sadly. And it was a little bit tight. So that's my creative efforts. I'm gonna have to split these in a minute if they don't give me a card. Could I please have a card for the collective? Right, we're just going to split the deck then. Right. So it's upside down. 9 of Swords. Fear. Interesting. I think there is a lot of fear about at the moment. Let's have a look. So 9 of Swords. Ace of Swords. And it's upside down. Oh, I don't know whether they do the upside down. I could read it from the other one. Queen of Swords. Swords. 9 of Swords. Fear. Dark negative thoughts about the worst case scenario can become an overwhelming cycle of worry. These ideas can cloud your judgment and distort from your view from reality. Try to see your surroundings as a positive light and focus on your blessings. Keywords: nightmares, anxiety, obsession, suffering, trauma, overthinking. Right, hang on, just hold that thought a minute. So we want the Nine of Swords. 5. Reversed. The Nine of Swords reversed shows intense mental anguish. It's time to examine belief systems that no longer apply to your family and are standing in the way of your progress. You are suffering because you refuse to face the cause of your problems. Honesty is called for if you are to resolve the situation. Well, that fits with me. Does it fit with you? What was on the bottom of the deck? Upright. 4 of Cups. Meditation. Meditation. Who does a bit of meditation? Anybody on here? 4 of Cups. Queen of Cups. King of Cups. 7, 5, 4. Meditation. This is a period of self-reflection and an invitation to bring attention to an unfulfilled situation. Search within yourself for answers and open up space for new opportunities, but strive to stay mindful and grounded before you take the next step. Keywords: contemplation, revelation, stagnation, boredom, hesitation. I wondered if the cards might have a little bit of an edge today. Because, you know, we've been doing this a while, haven't we? And we've probably been saying the same thing for quite a long time. And they're probably thinking to themselves, card-wise, we've been here before. We've said this a while ago. We're still having to repeat ourselves. Time is running out. It's not running out. Because you are, whatever cycle you're on is your cycle. It's where you are. And you may have come into this meat suit to learn lessons that mean that you're not going to awaken in this lifetime. It's not for me to say whether you should be fully awake. And I don't mean woke, I mean awake. So fully awake to things opening up. So your abilities, your power, your spiritual strengths. If you don't know them, I mean, I watch people regularly walking around that are quite intuitive, but they've got no interest in that side of life at all, and they really shun it, really, really shut it down. It's because they're not ready. They've got stuff to learn before they can use it. Right, so what have we got here? Oh, there you go. We're doing moon magic. So Queen of the Moon Oracle, Stacey DeMarco, over Intuitive Whispers Oracle. We'll do that one, and then we'll do the, how are we doing? Oh, look. Only 40 minutes. I feel as if I've been talking for hours. What have I done with this? It's that way I normally do, isn't it? Right. Cards for the collective, please. Self-reflection, full moon. 17, which is an 8. What have we got there? There's 3 of them, isn't there? But I don't think they're supposed to be made mother crone. Waxing gibbous. Say 1. Waxing gibbous 1. Oh, there's 4 of them. Oh, I see. Oh, that could be Pisces. Or Gemini. Gemini. They're 2 people, look. They're reflections. So there's 4 people there. One's in deep water. That's a really interesting card, isn't it? So it's a mirror. They're looking at themselves like they're in too deep. But she's helping. Oh, it's not quite a full moon, actually. It's probably where we are today. in terms of moon size. Right, let's have a look. What did I say it was? 17, which is an 8 card. It's quite a powerful card then, isn't it, number-wise? 17, 16, 17, waning, getting smaller, isn't it? Waxing, getting bigger. Okay, so self-reflections. This will be a couple of days after so it'll be around about the 6th when Venus kicks in. 5th, 6th. Okay. So be curious about your own nature. Choose to turn inwards, to quietly contemplate who and what you are and want. The more you know about yourself, the more you are able to steer yourself well. I'll say something in a minute. Know what you believe and why. Let your yet be open to the development of new beliefs and ways of being. If you are somebody that's got ADHD or you call yourself an empath, quite often you are very much a chameleon. This only came to me over the weekend because I've always thought of myself as a chameleon. I'm one of those people, and I'm sure you can resonate with this. If you stand next to somebody with a really strong accent, you find it difficult not to copy. Now, the other week when I was doing a Tai Chi class, we were asked to mirror people, and I can mirror people really well. I can just switch off and mirror. And I think that's also because I can feel their moves. I know what's happening. And I'm also that person that walks into a room and I can tell you who's not talking to who's having an affair with who. All of those things, which I keep dumb. But I know it. I can feel it. And I people will say to me, do you know? And I go, I knew that ages ago. That type of thing. So if you are somebody that's a sensitive, is another way to look at you, just be aware that your energy is very often not your own, and you should be asking, with a pendulum or kinetic sway, if your energy is 100% your own, and if it's not, you need to alter that. I had that recently. I had a bit of a leak in my armour, and somebody from the past reached out to me that I had a lot of trouble with energy leaching before, and I think that's half the reason why I haven't been very well this week. You just don't know, do you? But anyway, and it was just an innocent conversation, but I had to shut it right down completely. Yeah. And actually I can feel my chest going just talking about that, so I know it's armour up. Right, so I'm not afraid to look deeply at myself in all aspects. Are you? Can you? Will you? Should you? Yeah. Both scientists and spiritual practitioners believe there is much benefit to be had in self-reflection. Oh yeah, if you're trained as a nurse, you'll know that. That's all you do is self-reflect. The process involves us thinking about what is happening and how we react and make sense of it, to express our strengths and weaknesses and give us information to make changes if we choose to. It gives us, and how many people have you spoken to that it's as plain as a wart on the end of somebody's nose that they could probably just sort themselves out a bit? And I know I've been there, hold my hands up, but when you suggest it, they shut it down. Because they've still got learning to do. We've all been there. We've all done it. Just think back to the situations that you've been in. Make changes if we choose to. It gives us a small respite in the busyness of life, and allows the brain to make sense of chaos that we experience each day. As self-reflection is something that we all would benefit from doing, why don't we do it? First, self-reflection requires us to slow down somewhat and turn our awareness inward, something that does not come naturally to some, and especially not the highly extrovert, or even the highly extroverted. Starting small and maybe getting assistance with someone else as a guide can solve this. Second, some people are not sure exactly how to self-reflect and so do not try. To change this, the writing's a bit tiny and a bit pale on the page, and I'm starting to not read it correctly. Arms aren't quite long enough. To change this, examine the various ways of self-reflecting during a regular 5-minute recap of the day as you commute home and before dinner. God, I used to do that on my drive home. Relive the day. What could I have done to make it better? Give myself less work, but be effective. Yeah, we've all been there too, haven't we? Sit quietly and think about all that has happened and your reactions to it on this moon, every moon cycle. On this moon, every moon cycle. Record how you feel each day. There are many ways to self-reflect, and one will suit you. Third, some people self-reflect, but when they do, they don't like the feeling of vulnerability, anger, guilt, or even defensiveness. This incurs. Why go there? Why go there when it isn't pleasant? Here is where we grow our self-responsibility. Short-term pain will certainly be worth long-term gain if we do not ignore the elephant in the room. The regular practice of self-reflection allows us to intercede before problems get too big. We can, for example, catch ourselves before something gets way out of hand. We can apologise and make amends to someone for our mistakes, only if they want to listen, and sometimes they just want to listen to answer and not to understand. Just putting that out there. It's got to be a two-way street. You can still do it for yourself, though. I've had to do this recently. Where was it? Catch ourselves before something gets way out of hand. We can apologise and make amends for someone for a mistake, we catch negative patterns and stop them in their tracks. The theme of waning gibbous moon, of which this is the first, is the process of self-reflection and building resilience. Companion stone or metal tiger's eye. I just made a bracelet out of that too. Interesting card. I don't think that's meant for just one person listening. I think that's probably meant for quite a few of us, to be fair. Now, as it's 10 minutes, I'm not going to do intuitive whispers. I'm going to do the last of the tarot. Just the tarot. The weight deck. And then I need to go and get something to eat because I'm starting to feel a little bit dizzy. Right, okay. I did have something to eat, but I think I had it too early. Oh, I'm not going to take them. There's too many of them. Oh, look at the colours. The colours of the cards are all fairly similar apart from that last one. Right, here we go. The Three of Pentacles. I never really know about this card, but it's got the 111s on. And I've been seeing lots of 111s just lately, or today. Yeah. Okay. Three of Pentacles. Upright. Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. There it is. Upright. You are, this is going back to this. You are requiring remarkable skills, preparing yourself for action in the world. Perhaps you're a recent graduate, or you've gone back to school to upgrade your skills or change your career. You are enterprising, and you may be interested in commerce or a special trade or business. You are anticipating a rise in prestige and earnings. This card can also indicate a payback period when you demonstrate your abilities and begin to reap the rewards for your efforts, or you could receive money that is owed to you. Three of Pentacles. So it's the Three of Pentacles is a card of craftsmanship, someone who has already developed a skill in a profession or a trade. It's time to turn these skills into profit, and success is assured. The Three of Pentacles usually shows that you are planning and conferring about a future action, such as cooperating in a business venture. Set your firm boundaries, simplify your life, and let everything fall away that doesn't need to fall away. And Venus will take you on a flexible path. Nothing more to say. Enjoy your full moon in Virgo, worm moon, blood moon, solar eclipse on the 3rd. Okay, you have a good Sunday afternoon, or whenever you're watching this, you have a good afternoon. Speak soon.